Hello, and welcome to the Creativity Broadcast. I'm Laura Westman, professional certified coach, podcaster, musician, author, improviser, leadership trainer, here to share ideas and tips and inspiration for more creatively fulfilling living. I'm here to help you have more fun and do more good. So let's get into it. So today's topic is, how do you add more creativity to your boring job? Okay, so I've got 7 ideas for you today. I think the first thing to do is to actually decide, to actually make a decision that you're going to have more fun. I don't care what kind of job you have, but you can personally choose to actually have a good time. I'm going to tell you how in just a minute, but make the choice for yourself. Draw a line in the sand. Hey, no more suffering. Your fun is now in your own hands. Number 2. Start by making a list of some of the most boring, mundane tasks that you have to do. And then take a look at which of these tasks could use a little bit of extra flair. Do you have a lot of spreadsheets? Are they boring? Could they be rainbow? I don't know. But just take a look at what are some of the ways that you're already having to spend your time, and how could you actually bring a little bit of creative pizzazz and make them a little bit more fun. All right, number 3, look for opportunities to make normal or boring things extraordinary. Not just for you, but for the people who are also experiencing them. So, for example, if you're ever leading meetings, or you set agendas, or you send out emails or recaps for meetings or something like that, find ways to spice it up and make it a little bit fancier. Add a fancy fun letterhead, or make a pre or post-meeting playlist in case people show up early, or help them leave with a little pep in their step. It's just these little tiny things that can kind of round out the experience that we are creating for people, because I think that, especially when it's your job, and it's something that you find to be kind of boring and uninteresting and rote, sometimes the only thing to do is look at the tasks or the things that you're leading and already doing with a little bit of fresh eyes, and actually being interested in, oh, what if this isn't just a meeting that I lead every week? What if this is actually an experience that I'm creating for the people on my team? Or even just for you, actually add something that makes it a little bit nicer. This is something that I think is applicable no matter what kind of work you do. And people that you work with know and understand and appreciate that extra little bit that you give. So I think that's a cool one. Okay, number 4, this is a fun one. Be harmlessly and stealthily rebellious. So what I mean by this is, do one thing that's kind of weird and don't tell anyone about it. Maybe do it multiple times. And if you do this one, you better comment and tell me what it is, because I definitely want to know what it is. If we're channeling like Jim from The Office vibes, this might be something like, if you're working in person, maybe it is like the tiniest little thing that actually impacts no one, like you're in the restroom, there's a pile of toilet paper, it's in a certain place. Maybe every day you actually take one roll of toilet paper and just place it somewhere else, and it just becomes part of your routine. I know it sounds stupid, but these are just these little tiny ways that we can let our creative spirit, we can let our imagination have a little bit of space to live, even if it feels like it's not a great environment for it. And remember that I said be harmlessly and stealthily rebellious. So I think sometimes when we're in a work setting, we think about rebelliousness as like anti-establishment, or going against the man, or going against the groove. And while sometimes that's a good idea, probably talk about that in a future video, I do think that being able to practice being rebellious in ways that are super harmless is actually really fun and very creative, and sometimes inspiring to other people. Okay, so the next one, go ahead and make a list of any projects or goals that you're working on right now for work, and ask yourself a question about them. If this goal was going to have more me in it, what would it look like? How many times are you just handed a project, you've got KPIs, et cetera, and you just receive them and go off and do your job? That's great, but where's the you? Just bring a little bit more you. Look at what you can add and what would actually have it be fun. Number 6, for large meetings or company events that you have to attend that maybe you find boring or dreadful, do a little bit of preparation to make them not only tolerable, but interesting, fun. For example, make a bingo card for yourself. Maybe you know exactly how the day is going to go. You know exactly what kind of thing your CEO is going to say. You know exactly who is going to push back and when. Use that information to make the day fun for you. Create a little bingo card, and as things happen, check them off. I think I actually made a template for this in a corporate setting, so let me know if you want it. And actually let it be fun. Other things you can do if you're scared people will find your bingo card. You don't really want that lying around necessarily, but have a doodle pad or something, someplace where you can kind of like take your creative energy and let it move while you're having to sit through things that aren't super fun. Number 7, create a creativity confidant. What do I mean by this? This is someone who, if it's appropriate to have at your job, it can be someone who you work with, or it can be a friend outside of work, totally different job, but also wants to be more creative. So this is a person to confide all of your weird work-related creativity machinations in, and someone to get to be a bit of your like creativity confessional. So that at the end of the day, when you're heading home from work or you're unwinding, if you work from home, you can text your creativity confidant and be like, here's all the stuff that I did today. And that creativity confidant will be like, nice job. Here's all the stuff I did today. And you actually just have this moment of shared appreciation and understanding. And especially because if you're, trying to bring your creativity to a place or a job or a function that isn't super, excited about it, or there aren't a ton of opportunities, and you're using these to kind of try to insert more of it, it's really important to have a positive feedback loop for your creativity. It's probably not happening at work, and that's just what it is, but there's no reason why you can't make someone into your creativity confidant and actually create that positive feedback loop on purpose. And the other thing I will say is that the more gleeful that you guys can be together about what you're doing, the better. That's it for today. I hope that this was super helpful. 7 big tips to actually make your boring job more creative, to add more creativity. Tell me in the comments which of these you like, which ones you used, how did they go, especially if you do any harmless and stealthy, rebellious things. I definitely want to know what they are. Like and subscribe for more subversively creative content. And go ahead and connect with me on Instagram. You can find more about me and what I do on my website at laurawestman.com. You can also find me at West of Wonderland Podcast, or get my book, How to Be Creative in the Age of Digital Noise. Okay, everything's linked below. All right, love you. Bye.